One of the world's best dribblers at just 20 years old, pacey and agile, a Man City Academy graduate, and I guess a Borussia Dortmund Academy graduate. He's like Gittens, but better. He's transferring to Chelsea for about 60 million euros. In the future, he's going to be top 10, top 20 best attackers in the Premier League at least, maybe even Europe. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Jamie Gittens. Before I start rambling on how good he is, could you like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you for doing so. His position is a left winger, but he also likes to cut inside on his right foot, kind of like a reverse Iron Robin. But he's also effective on the right. That makes him very versatile for Chelsea's system. And because Chelsea have so much attackers, they're going to rotate quite a lot. That makes Gittens quite great for Maresca. You can put him on the left, on the right, and he'll still be pretty good. And I feel like when he eventually goes to Chelsea, he'll play on the left, whereas Neto will go on the right. And I feel like that's how it would work. He's a high volume, nimble dribbler. He has about 6 to 6.5 progressive carries per 90, and that's incredibly high for any player. But I guess for his position, it's kind of expected, but even then, it's still pretty good. While his dribble alone might be quite effective, he also uses slight touches and sudden shifts of speed to make him even more insane to dribbling up. And that makes him so hard to defend against. He also has the ability to drop a shoulder, hold the ball close, and burst inside, kind of like a Kylian Mbappe, Jack Grealish. I'm not saying he's Mbappe level, and I feel like this season he's been better than Grealish, but he's not Mbappe level. But he has the ability to do that, and he could potentially get to that Mbappe level somehow. He's still young. He's 20 years old, going to be 21 in August, and I feel like that makes him even more better player. And he also does 1.88 shots per 90. That's something that Chelsea really need. A striker, not a striker, a winger, or someone in the team who can actually finish. And Gittens could be that guy. And under Maresca, he could improve him to shoot more, to score more. He's already shooting quite a lot, and he's decent at it. But he just needs to, if he can level that up even more, he'll be a great winger. Chelsea needs someone who can actually score goals. Currently, right now, it was Jackson. And he did okay, he did decent. I feel like Gittens could be the guy on the left. And if we can have Delap scoring lots of goals, and on the left we can have Gittens, I feel like we'd be much better than we were 2 years ago when we couldn't even score like barely any goals. And I feel like he has the potential to score like 20 to 25 goals in the Premier League alone. He could be that guy. His chance creation isn't too bad as well. He's a great final third passer. He creates at least one big chance every game. That's still pretty good. For a winger as well, when he's usually on the left, yes, he goes on the right, but usually on the left, that's actually pretty good for a winger. His tactical understanding and work rate is quite underrated. He does intelligent movements where he drops between the lines and he times run back to the far post. And that stretches defenders and makes them into uncomfortable positions. And any winger who can do that is a pretty good winger. And he's doing all this at 20 years old. People usually develop that type of game at probably mid-20s when they get near their prime. And he's ready to do that at 20 years old. The thing is actually insane as well. Kind of like a Monku. And you'll see this by the stats I'm going to say. 1.9 joules 1 per 90. A 67% win joule percentage. And that puts him in the top 9%. His decision making, he doesn't just do filet. He actually makes the right moves. And at his age, that's actually quite an underrated trait, and a trait that most people still don't have at like 30 years old. And if he's got that now, then I'm telling you, he's gonna be able to improve on that as well, and he's gonna make a lot of coaches happy. And at 20 years old, that's an insane trait to have. There's players like, you can say Madueke, even Jackson, some of the Chelsea players, and some players like worldwide who don't have that trait. And if he knows the right pass, the right thing to do, then he's going to be great for Chelsea. And especially with Maresca, he can also help him, coach him on to what the best passes to do. He can actually improve on them, and he'll make a better winger for them. In the Bundesliga, he's played 32 games. He scored 8 goals, 4 assists, pretty respectable. But you need to put that into context, and this is where it gets a bit, you could say, weird. So in the first half of the season, he scored the majority of the goals and the assists. The goals assists he got, the majority of them were in the first half of the season. Second half of the season, he went numerous matches without getting a goal contribution. And I'm not going to blame it entirely on him. So what happened, if you don't know, at Dortmund, was the manager got sacked and he got replaced by Kovac. And they basically had to change the system, change formation. And I feel like that's the reason why Gittens didn't improve. But that is a bit concerning that he couldn't adapt. But maybe it was like half season. Or maybe, you know what, it could be that he thought he knew he was going, what's the point of adapting? I don't think it was that, but a new system. But I think Maresca needs to be aware of that and try and make him actually useful in his system. And I'm pretty sure he would have known this, and that's the reason he actually got Gittens. He wouldn't have got him if he would have fitted the system, if he didn't like the player. I think he likes the player and he knows he'll fit in the system and he'll actually do great in the system, which is why he's got him. So I don't think it's too much to be concerned about, just that he needs to perform. Also, a thing about him is he's actually learned from Sancho on how he played, because he came at 2020 in Dortmund and I'm pretty sure Sancho was there. And so what happened is he looked at Sancho, saw how he played, and I feel like, I'm not too sure of this, but I feel like he kind of saw how Sancho played and implemented parts of it, which makes him really good. And I don't think he's attitude type. He seems like a great guy. And I feel like that'll mix well in with the Chelsea players. And let's talk about how he'd fit into the team. So he'll probably go on the left wing, and also he could play on the right. And I feel like Chelsea front four will probably be something like Palmer, and in the middle, right wing would be Neto or Estevao. I really want Estevao to play them, but Neto's been great at Chelsea so far. And up front, we'll have probably Delap. Jackson is looking to go, but let's just say it's Delap. And on the left would be Gittens. And I feel like he'll actually be starting on the left. And I feel like what'll happen in this season is he's going to start off great. He'll not do as good in the middle of the season, and then near the end, I think he's going to do good. I'm saying that's what's going to happen. I just have a feeling he'll be that type of player. And I feel like he'll be great there, because the thing is, Maresca, he loves to press. And it might not seem so, but in phases, he does like to ask his team to press. And Gittens can definitely do that. He'll start pushing the defenses, and also getting the ball, he'll start dribbling. What'll happen probably is what Caicedo, he'll get the ball, he'll give it to Enzo. Enzo will probably give it to Gittens, and Gittens will dribble and he'll get it into the box, or he'll shoot himself. And I feel like that's how we'll get the majority of our goals. Do you think he'll be worth it? I think he definitely will. For about 60 million, you're getting a potential top 10, top 20 Premier League player. And I feel like it's a great move for Chelsea. For Gittens, it probably will as well, but there's also a chance that with so much players in the Chelsea team, he'll get rotated out and he might not get as much gaming time as he wants. But with how much competitions there are, how much games there are, I think he'll definitely play, and I feel like it'll suit Gittens as well. And I feel like Chelsea are doing great business here, and I feel like he'll be a success. Could you like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching.